Welcome to Cory's Stories. Are you ready to meditate with Cory? Are you ready to meditate with Cory? Lie down in your bed and make sure that you're really comfortable. Check that the light is just right in your room. You're wearing your comfortable pajamas. Be as still as you possibly can. And that way your body can relax as you listen to the story. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be out there in the middle of the ocean, shipwrecked, floating around on a raft with an imaginary friend that's a mermaid called Millie? Lying down on your back, looking up at the sky, Millie is talking non-stop. You know, maybe if you go in that direction, then we'll find land. Or maybe it's that direction. Or maybe it's over there. Or maybe we can just imagine that it's underneath us. Or maybe we can fly in the sky and just land on a cloud. Or maybe we could create a big giant gust of wind and sail extremely quickly towards land. Will you stop talking so much, you think? Millie is a chatterbox. She talks a lot. She has some very grand ideas. At the moment, she's just resting her elbows and her head on the raft. The bottom part of her body is in the ocean. Her mermaid tail swishing around back and forth. She's very jolly. Too jolly, in fact. Too jolly for the fact that you're there in the middle of the ocean, shipwrecked on a raft, with no idea where you are or where you're going. And to make things worse, for the last half an hour, you've been very, very hungry. I don't suppose you have something to eat, do you, Millie? Well, no, I don't. But I could possibly go diving and get you a crab. Or maybe an octopus. Or maybe I could find a box of chocolates. You're a little bit annoyed with Millie. You know for a fact that there isn't going to be a box of chocolates in the ocean. Yet, out of everything that she just named, the box of chocolates sounds the most delicious. Millie, why did you say that you could find me a box of chocolates? Anything is possible, she says to you. You just have to think it up with your mind. Look at me. You thought me up with your mind, and I am right here with you, right here for the ride. Me and you, shipwrecked together. And I'll have you know, I'm very good company. Millie, now I can't stop thinking about chocolates. Okay, said Millie. Well, maybe I should just go dive for some. Millie turned around, splashed. All you saw was her tail diving through and into the water. Because Millie's not there anymore, you stare at the sky There's white clouds bobbing around, here, there, and all over the place. There isn't any birds. There isn't any aeroplanes. There isn't anything but clouds to look at. Once again, your tummy rumbles thinking about the chocolates. Is it possible that she could get you a box of chocolates from down there somewhere? The hunger is making you a little bit delirious. It's been a very long time since you ate. It's been a long time since the ship went down. Luckily, you found a very big piece of it, and now you're floating around in the middle of the ocean, all by yourself, except for Millie, that is. The minutes pass by. 1 minute, 3 minutes, 7 minutes. You think so, anyway, but you don't have a watch, so you've got no way to tell for sure how long it's been since Millie dived for the box of chocolates. But things aren't as much fun without her. And even though she's only been gone a while, you start to miss her. It's very quiet. All you can hear is the sound of the ocean. There's a lapping sound every time the water splashes on the piece of wood that you're laid on. Any other time, you would like the sound of the ocean. But since you're stuck on this raft in the middle of the ocean, listening to the ocean is not that much fun when that's all you can hear. You start to think about your favourite TV show. You imagine that you're watching it in the sky. The characters are talking to each other. There's a funny scene and it makes you laugh. But still, your tummy's rumbling. And it doesn't work for very long. Because now you really, really miss Millie the mermaid. Your imaginary mermaid. Your imaginary friend. Then all of a sudden, Millie splashes up through the water and throws a box of chocolates onto the raft. You can't believe your eyes. "You did it, Millie. You did it," Millie said. "Yes, well, I told you. Anything is possible, especially with me." "Where on earth did you find a box of chocolates?" "Does it matter?" she said. Eat up, eat the chocolates, and then you'll stop being so grumpy. And then we can talk about something fun that we can do out here since we're stuck." The chocolates are delicious. They're not soggy at all. Luckily, the box was covered in cellophane, and it kept it nice and dry. They happened to be your favourite chocolates. Millie is wonderful like that. "Shall we get back to how we're going to get rescued?" Millie says. "Once again, I think it would be a very good idea if I just created a big gust of wind somehow, and the wind blew us to the closest piece of land. And that way we could go and explore the land, and that way we could maybe find coconuts, we can maybe find local people on the island. If we're very lucky, they could cook us a cheese quesadilla." "A cheese quesadilla?" you say to Millie. "Oh, Millie, now I'm thinking about cheese quesadillas." "Well, Then let's just make it happen. Millie puts one of her fingers on her chin and starts to tap as if she's deep in thought. I could create some kind of whirlpool. That whirlpool could create some kind of, I don't know, vortex. That vortex could somehow create a gust of wind. That's it. That'll work, says Millie. Millie, your imaginary mermaid friend, starts to swim like a shark around the raft, over and over and over, faster and faster and faster, until the raft starts to spin along with the water. It spins very fast. You start to get dizzy. You say, Millie, stop being naughty. I'm going to get dizzy, and if I get dizzy, I'm going to be sick. Millie is too busy creating a whirlwind effect in the water. She gets faster and faster and faster, and you spin faster and faster and faster, and then all of a sudden, it looks like a vortex. Something magical is happening. The wind starts to spin and twist and turn. And it spins and twists and turns that fast that it grabs a hold of the craft. And just like that, just like Millie suggested, it zooms you at full speed towards the closest piece of land. With a bump, you land on the sand. Millie starts laughing. I told you. I'm an absolute genius. I have the bestest ideas. Millie, you are amazing. You stop and take a look around. The beach is beautiful. It has white sands. And there's little crabs collecting shells, going back and forward all over the beach. There's lots and lots of palm trees close by. There even looks like coconuts in some of the trees. And then you start to walk towards the trees. Millie's right there with you. Now that she's on land, she has feet. And she walks just like you up the beach towards the trees. Oh, golly, she says, I hope that's a mango tree right there. Millie clicks her fingers and there's a mango tree, full of mangoes. Juicy, ripe mangoes. And they smell as if they're perfectly ready to eat. I bet this tropical island has every type of fruit. I bet there's a strawberry patch. She flicks her fingers, and there's a strawberry patch. I bet there's raspberries, one of your favourites. She flicks her fingers, and there's a raspberry patch. I bet there's melons, bananas, apples, oranges, peaches, plums, you name it. Flick, 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 flick in all different directions. Millie creates an orchard of every fruit that you love. This is the best island ever, she says. She's right. Millie is creating the best place to get shipwrecked. You get excited and start to eat all the different fruits that are there, provided by Millie, your imaginary friend. After a while, your tummy gets so big and so full, it looks swollen. What else are we going to do with ourselves here on this island? Maybe we could create some kind of flare and let people know we're here, and then we'll get rescued. Millie said, "Well, I think maybe we should go this direction first." Millie's acting as if she knows something that you don't know. So you follow her. You walk for a while together in the part of the island that looks a little bit like a jungle. There's lots of different trees. Some of the trees have vines on them. Some of the trees have long, swinging vines that look like Tarzan lives there or something. As you walk, you notice that you can still hear the sound of the ocean. And now that you're on land, it's so much nicer once again. "Where are we going, Millie?" Millie stops and says, "Just over here. I think you'll like it." The trees start to open up, and you notice that there is a large, flat area. Millie stops right by it, and then clicks her fingers. And there on the ground are 2 pairs of roller skates. Millie knows you so well. One of your favourite things to do is roller skate. The roller skates that Millie's created are super cool. You go ahead and put them on and start to skate on what looks like Millie's made skating ring. She skates with you. Millie does everything with you because she's your imaginary friend. Millie knows you better than any of your other friends. Millie knows you better than anyone else. Millie actually does things that you're thinking about doing before you even do them. Millie, your imaginary friend that's a mermaid, is awesome. The 2 of you skate around for quite some time. And then you start feeling like you'd like to go home. You miss your bed. You miss your dogs, your cats, your guinea pigs. Whatever it is that you have. You miss your parents, or your granny, or your brother and sister. Whoever it is that you love, you miss them. You're kinda over being shipwrecked. You'd like to go home now. Before you even say anything, Millie clicks her fingers. And there you are laid in bed, with Millie by your side, smiling away, ready to help you with whatever you want to imagine next. The end.